decided to make a card with you guys. Hi, Jen. How you doing? Ah, you did get a card dealer shirt. You got gray. Ooh, that's a good color. That's a good basic. Okay, I kind of liked that I got this color because it's not a color I would probably buy myself. So it's kind of a good way to try something different. All right, first off, I just want to just give a heads up that there's only a couple days left if you are interested in the inspiration box for April, the prehistoric party box. I got mine a little bit later in the month this time, so I didn't really show you what's in there, but I'm sorry, I keep knocking the camera. So I thought I would just show you really quick, just in case anybody missed it. I thought I would show you what it had in it. So this time I'll show you the paper first. So you've got your great glitter paper. If you have not tried Brutus Monroe glitter stock, this stuff is amazing. I love it. The glitter does not flake off. You don't have a bunch of glitter left over. It's amazing. And then you've got some kind of like a craft color or lunch bag color. There's a gray.
Hi.
What?
Kara says hi.
Hi, Kara. How you doing? We've got black. We've got some red. We've got some green. Lots of good colors. And I'll just quickly go through this because a lot of you may have already seen it. But if you don't receive the inspiration box, let me tell you, this is a box that comes, it's a subscription you can get for every month.
Nancy said she's just about to go look at the sale.
Oh, yes, the sale. There's a lot going on the sale. It comes with these. I love these. These are the conversation clippings. I use these all the time. There's so many cute sentiments. I'm not going to go over all of them right now, but trust me, you'll want to look them over. And it does include a die set. And look at these great sequins. I love this variety. It's so cute. And you've got, of course, your ribbon, which you know how I feel about that if you've watched any of my unboxings before. This is called Dino Dirt. Let's check it out. It is a sand paste, and it's got all these fun chunks of rock and stuff in it. So that will be fun. I haven't played with that yet. I'm kind of looking forward to that. I'm not sure how dark it dries. I kind of want to check it out now. And then, as always, it's got these great card panels. These are wonderful. They're printed with toner ink so that you can foil them should you choose to. We've got these cool palm leaves. We've got these cute dinosaurs. I think there's 2 each of every panel. Yeah. And Cassie Trask did a really cute card with this and some rainbow foil. And then you've got your dinosaur tracks and kind of a little jungle scene. Or prehistoric scene. Anyway, so, and last but not least, the inspiration box always comes with a cute little enamel pin. And this one is so darn cute. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that because it's there's only a couple days left. If you subscribe to the box that you would get that. Otherwise, sometimes if there's a box left over, you're able to get it after. You'll have to check because it's definitely dependent on availability. But today's project, what we're going to do, last week I told you I was going to use this cute little gnome girl. This set is called Flower Gnome, I believe. Yes, Flower Gnome. And I love... This is hilarious. It kind of looks like a mustache, but I think it's just her hair's kind of hanging down on either side of her nose. And we're going to use her. And I thought that this set looked really cute with this set. So we're going to use a few of the stamps from this set. This is called Mouse Friends. We're going to use the sun. We're going to use this butterfly. And we're going to use this flower. And this... Hi, Michelle. Welcome. We're also going to use these. This is Impression Obsession, and I know they're not in stock right now, but if you click Notify Me, then they at least know that there's an interest in the stamps. So if you're interested in the stamp set, click Notify Me so that that they're aware that you're interested in this. I love this grass set. We're going to use that, and we are going to use a couple other things. I'll just kind of go through them super quick. I know a little while ago I showed you Darren had bought me just a fun little surprise. He bought me Fairy Garden And he got me the chit chat of it too, the chitter chat. And so we're going to use some of this and we'll just kind of go through the paper a little bit. Look how cute the papers are in this. And I thought this paired really cute with that gnome. So we're going to use some of this and a little bit of this. And then this little doodle pop, I haven't decided if we're going to use it yet or not, but I grabbed it because I thought it looked cute with the papers. And I got this out of the little doodle bug embellishment kit. So I know Darren was going to put a link up to that for me. So let's hop in and just get going on our card. So we are just in keeping in tradition of what I've kind of been doing lately is I've kind of been trying out some new folds that I haven't tried before. And this one isn't super complicated, but I thought it has a really cute, I like how it turns out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper to just a panel. Now you can do, I'll show you a variation on this, but you can either use just the panel or you can actually have two parts of a card that fold out, and that'll make more sense when we have the rest of the card put together. But for this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and just use the panel. So this is cut to 4 1/4 by 5.5. And then I cut a piece of our cute fairy garden paper. This, I'll hold it up a little bit because it's kind of hard to see, but it's got cute little clouds. It's kind of tone on tone. Trying to get the shadow off of, there we go, that's probably a little bit better. Has this cute little bee on that side and then these cute little clouds here. So we're going to use that. And then this part is the trickiest part of the whole card. And we'll do it first and get it out of the way, and it's not even that tricky. So you will see how easy this card is to make. So we're going to take our cutter, our trimmer, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to trim.
Kara said she'd be right back, just making mugs. LOL.
Oh, Kara, fun. I've been seeing your mugs. They're really cool. Okay, so we're going to cut down two pieces.
At a weird angle.
The camera is?
Hey, look at this tablet, you'll see.
All right, let's see if that helped. I knocked it a few times, so I'm not surprised. So I'm going to cut this. I need
That's better.
3 by 4 pieces of paper. So I think we'll just cut the 4-inch first. And that'll give us enough to get the 2 3-inch pieces. So we'll cut it to 4 inches. And then we're going to cut this one in half because it's 6 by 6, right? And we need 2 3-inch pieces. So we've got those. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is you can use your score pal or whatever you like to use, but I usually just use my trimmer with the score blade on it. So we are going to, when you're going to hold your paper with the 3 inches going across, and then you're going to go in an inch and score it. Got one done. Here comes the second one. Okay. So the next thing you're going to want to do, I actually already pre-folded a couple, but what you're going to do is you're going to just fold those over, and they can kind of go both ways. And you can use your crease tool for this. You definitely want to use your crease tool for the next part.
Kay,
And that is,
hi.
Kay did? Hi, Kay. Welcome. And then, so I've got my crease here.
Karen says hi.
Hi, Karen. And then we're just going to fold in to a point our little corners, okay? So you're just going to fold them down to your fold line. I've got them already done on these, so I'll just use these. I'll make another card another time for that one. And then the next thing we're going to do is I went ahead and grabbed these are my rectangle foundation dies. My August sticker on my bag. So I get these bags, like if you get them in your inspiration box, or if you get anything in your inspiration box or in your order that are in these, I save them because they work really great for things like the dies, or if you have, sometimes I even put stamp sets in them, but they're great for storage. I like to kind of reuse those. So I used 2 sizes of these foundation dies. We're going to use one on this really cute pink flowery paper. And actually I also, because I didn't want the pattern to show on the other side, I just glued it to a piece of, this one actually is probably perfect blend paper, but you could use Not Your Mama's, you could use alabaster, you could use whatever you want. If you want to, you could even do it, it would be cute actually to cut it out of the aubergine. I don't think I told you this is aubergine cardstock. So we've got that panel, and that was cut out of this size. And then, and this, I can tell you that it's about, that isn't right. I think I need to hold it over here. 3 3/4, I think, by probably 5. Let's look and see. Yeah, 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so I'm going to put that die away so I don't lose it. And then I cut a piece from the Perfect Blend cardstock. And I just used this size. And I'm going to go ahead and put that die away. One thing I can get out of my working space for a minute. And then the next part is just really simple, but let me tell you, first of all, this cute little gnome has an SVG digital kit that you can download on the Brutus Monroe site. Darren's got the link going up for that. And I went ahead and did that. I cut that out last night. I cut out a couple of them just in case I messed up, because I do that often. And then I'll show you the easiest way I found to line that up. Is I cut out where I got it from my Cricut. I just cut it down so it was easier to manage. And then I sat that piece of paper down into my MISTI, and I just taped it down. And I also used the magnet. And you want to make sure everything's lined up. And then I just sat my stamp right on it and kind of eyeballed it. But then I stamped it on my MISTI pad of paper. You can just use whatever paper you want behind it, but regardless, just so that you have something there to kind of make sure it was all lined up. And then once I knew that I had it lined up okay, I have just a little piece of the Easy Tear tape right here. And I just used that and lined this up and then stamped it. And that worked out great for me. Now, I didn't want to take too much time coloring because it is kind of time consuming, and I feel like I can do that in other videos sometimes. I have several videos you can watch if you want to see how to color. But I did color using Triblend markers. I colored the gnome.
Karen said, love that stamp.
Isn't that a cute stamp? I think she's so cute. So I went ahead and colored her ahead of time. And Darren will list all of the colors. I used quite a few, so I won't tell you all of them right now. But I've got all of these colors going on. And if you want to see how to use the tri-blends, just you can look up the videos on my YouTube channel. It's Crafty Shenanigans. Aren't those fun? And they go so cute with this paper, and with they just kind of all go together, I thought.
Donna says hi.
Hi, Donna. So we're going to set this aside for another day. We'll use that on another card. And then I'll go ahead and I'll do the background with you. I do have one that's already done, but I think we have enough time we can do that. So this is the grass from the Impression Obsession stamps that I showed you earlier. So I'm just going to line it up. You can kind of see where I had it. Stick our magnets on there. And I am using Simon Hurley ink. First, let's see, I think we're going to do it in 2 layers because I kind of like having more than one color of grass in there. Let's see, do I want it to go maybe a little higher? So we'll put that one in all the way down to the edge first, and then I'm going to stamp that with Later Gator. And I don't really need to ink up my whole stamp because I'm only doing a little section of it. Okay, so we'll go ahead and ink that up. And this isn't going to go all the way down to the bottom of my panel because I am going to restamp it again. And I'll probably stamp it one more time just to get a little bit more solid of an impression on there.
So many Spectrum Noir links.
There are a lot. Okay, so now we've got that grass started, and I'm going to move it up. And I'm just using the grid to aid me in that. And now I'm going to use the darker fake plant ink. And I'm just going to do that one along the bottom so it gets all the way down.
She says, what are you making? She missed the beginning.
We are going to make a fun card. I don't even know what this card is called. I should look it up. Hang on one second. I will. But it, this is just a fun card. I was looking on Pinterest and I thought it was a fun card. But I have to admit that I don't know what it's called. And I actually altered it from what was there. So I don't know that it actually counts. Anyway. Okay, so I am just a little bit high with I'm up a little too high. So we're going to just move it down a little bit because we don't want to have that big line there, which is one of the reasons why we love using the Misty, because it's very forgiving. So we'll just move it. All right, so I still am not quite as solid as I want, so I'm going to move it down maybe a little bit more because we're kind of just missing that one white line. And you have the luxury of kind of messing with it when you've got your Misty out. Okay, there we go. We filled in the gap. And now I'm going to clean my stamp real quick. I'm going to use my Squeaky Clean in Jelly Bean. This is my favorite, I think, so far. It might be a tie between this and the Marshmallow Peep, but I really like this. It smells really good. And it's just got it clean as a whistle. And we're going to move that off of there.
Denise asked where you got that grass stamp from.
This was on the Brutus Monroe website, but it's an Impression Obsession stamp. And I know that right now they're out of stock, but if you are interested in it, just click on the button next to it that says Notify Me.
I'll put the link up again right now.
Darren's putting the link up again. And you can see it has 3 different sizes. It's got the bigger grass and the thinner grass. And I got a little darker on this one because I had to keep stamping that. I'll show you what my first one is, a little less dense as far as that goes. And then we're going to go ahead. This is the flower from, this is one of the flowers, I should say, from the Mouse Friends stamp set. I'm using this one right here. And we are just going to, let's just put it down in the corner. And I'm just going to put it where I want it. And it would show up a little more if I hadn't gone quite as dense with my grass. But, yeah, I got it moved now. Thanks.
Okay.
And then you can stamp the whole flower in green if you want. Or we'll see how we do live, because you know how lives are. Sometimes it's hard to get things just right when you're live sometimes, but I'm going to try. So I'm just going to ink up the bottom half of my flower using the fake plant. And then before I stamp it, I'm just kind of making sure, yeah, I think that's pretty close. So we've got our little stems. We'll see if that's dark enough. I'm probably off camera again. Let me move over a little bit. And that's pretty good. So I'm not going to worry too much about the little bit of that went up a little bit. And then I'm going to use the Crown Me for just the blossom, the bloom, I should say. And I'm just going to use my finger because that's how I roll. I don't want any of the stem to get purple, but I think we're good now. All right, so let's see how that works. Yep, we got our flower. So we've got the base for that. I'll just move my stamp out of the way for a second. And then for the sky, you can use, I've got two different brushes I use sometimes. This is the ergonomic blending brush from Pink and Main, which I don't know that that's in stock right now. And honestly, this gets enough on it that half the time I don't even need to do anything with it. See, I've got enough ink on my brush that I don't know that I'm going to ink it up, because I want it to be kind of a lighter, random sky.
Michelle asked if anybody saw the new Simon Hurley release yet.
I saw bits and pieces of it on the Brutus Monroe website. I saw for the Simon Hurley release, I saw the new color, which of course I ordered. And I saw the puddles background, but that's as far as I saw because I was at work. So I had to be kind of sly.
Okay, you said how many people would Simon Hurley inks and mini pads?
Oh, Simon Hurley has so many great inks. Couldn't never be a bad thing, mini or otherwise. And then also, I may have shown this before, but I also just have these little pieces of Velcro for my, these are Ranger, these foam pads. And so all of my distress inks have one of those on the bottom. So if you're more comfortable using that for your blending, I've also got that. But with this, I wanted big, splotchy, random color on there, and that worked out good. So I will quickly move through the flower. I didn't want to do a lot of coloring, so I'm just going to do just a quick, very, very quick coloring on this. And I am using Triblend markers from Spectrum Noir. And this is Purple Blend. And I'm starting with my lightest shade. I've gone over this pretty much anytime I use these markers. I show how they work, which is that there's 3 colors. You've got your light, your medium, and your dark. And this is an alcohol-based marker. And this is a great marker to start with if you're just starting out with your alcohol inks. And then I'm going to do my darkest color next. And I'm mostly just kind of sticking around the base and around maybe the sides of the petals a little bit. Then I'm going to my mid color and pulling that color out a little bit. And then I'm going to return to my lightest color and pull that color all the way through. And that'll just give us a little more depth to our flower.
Maybe block the camera a little bit, man.
I'm sorry, I have big hands, so it's hard for me to not block the camera. And then we'll just do just the lightest color for the little buds, I guess. Okay, and then I'm going to use dull green to do the inside of our little flower, whatever you want to call that part of the flower. Okay, so I feel like we've got that. They both look pretty similar. I kind of like the grass better on this one, but we'll see which one we like better with our gnome. There she is with the kind of shorter grass. Okay, I also colored the little sun from the Mouse Friends set and also the little butterfly. So we're just going to add those to the mix. But I'm going to use some of the Brutus Monroe Easy Tab foam dots because I think we want her to stand out a little bit. But I think before we even do that, I think maybe I'll put her on the card base.
So says I placed my Simon order with Brutus Monroe in the parking lot at work. I was afraid they would sell out.
That's why I did mine from work too. I was afraid too. I just got my, I made sure I got the ink and the refill. I figured I got to be covered there at least. And the color is really pretty. It's called Breakup Blue, I think. And it is just a really pretty soft blue color. Check it out if you haven't seen it already. I don't know, it might compete with Clear Skies for me for favorite, but I think I still like Clear Skies because that's just my favorite color. Okay, we're going to center as best we can, as best as I center. We're going to center our little panel onto our other panel. And then let's hold off on putting the rest of that together yet, because let's go back to this guy. So we're going to take our little blue card panel, and actually let's do this part first. We're going to take some of our tissue tape, or easy tear tape I should say, and we're just going to tuck these corners in. And we are going to adhere this to our card panel, to the cloud one. So I want to make sure I have it lined up because we don't want any of the white to show, any of this other card. So we need to make sure it's all lined up okay. And then I'm actually going to adhere that down a little bit to the card panel. And I'm going to just take my crease tool and just make sure it's kind of all laying flat. Okay, now the next one, I'm going to adhere that, but I'm not going to tape down the points. I'll tape them down to the one panel, but I'm not going to tape the tip down to this paper like I did on that. See if I can get that off. Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that that's all laying down pretty flat. And I'm still going to adhere it to this side, but I'm not going to tape it all the way down to the point of it. Okay, so we want to make sure that no white is showing on the sides. It's easier for me to do it this way.
Michelle says, I love all your color choices.
Oh, thanks, Michelle.
This pad is one of my favorites.
It is a really cute one. They're just bright and cheerful. Doodlebug always has cute colors, I think, anyway. But I just think she calls for something bright and cheery. Okay, so now we're going to adhere this piece to this top flap. Okay? So I think I'll put, let's see, I want to make sure I don't over tape.
Carrie says hello.
Hi, Carrie. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so you kind of want to get it centered where you want it. It looks like my tape is going to be fine anyway. I was kind of worried about having too much tape on the sides, but it's a short enough piece. I think we'll risk it. Okay, so we need to make sure it's kind of centered. Like I said, as centered as I can do. I think that's pretty close. Okay. And then I'm just going to go back through and add a little bit more adhesive. Just a little bit.
What a neat card design. I'm finally getting it.
I know, it's kind of a fun one, huh? It looks harder than it is, too, when you get it all done. I love anything that looks like I was more clever than I actually am. Okay. So now we're going to, this is the part where I was saying you could either leave it so that this is the only part that opens up. And you probably need to be careful not to do what I did. I got it a little close to my my score line. You probably want to leave a little bit of space to give yourself a little bit of grace there. But you could either do it so it just opens here, or you can do it so that you have this opening and a card opening on the other side. It's just whatever, create your own ending on that one.
Jen said, what a cute folding technique.
Thanks, Jen. All right, so let's get this secured to our base. And the card that I saw with this, they had used different shaped dies to do the centerpiece. You could do, like I said, you can create your own ending. You could do a circle. You could do whatever you want. Kind of fun to see what they all look like, because it definitely can change your whole card.
Carrie said, please, your cards are super. I told you I'm addicted to your lives.
Carrie, you're very sweet. Okay, so let's get this guy on our...
Kay says, yes, darling, and I've never seen it, so...
Never seen what?
This
Sorry?
fold technique, I think.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay, so here's our little sun that we made. Oh, one other thing. Let's put this on first. So we've got this little sentiment, and this came out of the Chitter Chat, or is that what it's called?
What called?
Is it Chitter Chat? Chit Chat, Chitter Chat? The doodlebug.
I'm looking.
Hang on, let me see. Chit Chat. I was just giving it more syllables than it needed. It's just Chit Chat. So we've got our, this came with all of these cute little sayings, and I just liked the green with it. This one says, just for you. And I just thought it was cute tucked up in there. So we're going to go ahead and add that. Do we want it on the top or on underneath? I kind of like it tucked underneath. What do you guys think? Yeah. And then we'll stick her there. We'll stick our sun here. And then we've got our little butterfly. Let me put a little something on our butterfly. I need to cut down one of my foam dots.
Storm coming in.
Yeah, if you hear noise, it's raining outside. It's been threatening to do it all since Monday, but it finally decided to come. Okay, so let's add that right there. I will tell you about the little thing I did that I cheated a little bit. So on this little,
Dots rock.
oh, they do rock, the foam dots. So on this little, oh, it's over here, sorry. On this little butterfly, it does have these little antennae, and I didn't want any white. Okay, so you can see two things. Sorry, that made me think of something else. So because I stamped the flower directly on my panel, I didn't want to have the outline around. A lot of times I do use the little white outline around my image, but on this particular one, I thought it looked better not to, because nothing else was that way. Like the flower, it kind of was throwing it off. So when I went to do the butterfly, I was like, oh, the antenna is going to come off. So I just kind of drew a second one behind that one because the other one worked. So they're not as fancy, but I just kind of cheated a little bit. And I think that's completely legal when you're making a card. All right, I'm going to add our sentiment.
Robin said, a truly beautiful card. I totally love it.
Oh, thank you so much, Robin. Okay, let's stick that on there. And I think we decided we were going to do it behind there. Let's see if we got it kind of centered at least. Like I said, that is not my forte. And then we'll just stick our little gnome girl on there. And I'll show you one other thing. We can play with those other little flowers I showed you from the Doodlebug embellishment kit. We can see if we think we need any more, or if we think we've got enough on there, because we don't want to. Sometimes if you go too crazy, you know, you start losing instead of
Jen
adding.
said it's adorable.
Aw, thanks, Jen. Do we think we need anything else? Maybe we can see how these little tiny flowers look. Can't hurt to play. We can always take them off, right? So let's see what we think if we add this little guy. No, I kind of think it's done. I think they're cute, and I'll use them with the paper another day, but I think this card is, done.
Carrie said, we had rain yesterday, sunny and 61 today. Beautiful, everything is starting to bud. My cherry blossom tree is going to be pretty this year.
Oh, nice. Oh, I love cherry blossoms. I know here in Arizona, we're just like, okay, enjoy this while it lasts, because we go from this to 90 whatever degrees. But today it's nice to have a little cool off. I'm just going to clean my stamp. Did any of you guys see the sneak peek for next month's inspiration box? I have to tell you, it's super cute. I'm going to make something else with it here in the next couple of days too, because it's just, I can't get enough of it. There's so many cute stamps in it. All right. Does anybody have any questions before I turn my camera.
Donna said, I think this card is perfect as it is, Shannon. This card is so adorable.
Oh, thank you so much, Donna. It was a fun one to make. I love the way that it frames it out to do these little triangles. And you know, you could even, like I said, you could use purple. You could cover this up on this side if you wanted to. Like I said, create your own ending. You can put your own sentiment here, but I figured where I had the sentiment on the outside, I didn't feel like it was necessary. But again, that's why you get to make your card your way. If you want to, you should do it. All right, you guys, I'm going to switch the camera.
You're getting lots of love on your card, Shannon.
Ah, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. I really have so much fun doing these and visiting with you guys every Wednesday. And I appreciate you tuning in and giving me your support. And thankfully, you're all very forgiving when I have technical issues. And I really do appreciate that. Thank you so much. And you guys have a great day. And I will see you next Wednesday. Bye.